Okay, welcome to Marae Pure Organic Farm. That is MPO. As the name suggests, we typically deal with pure organic produce, meaning the farm is out of bound to any kind of chemical usage. So today we are here, and then as we always tell you, we prepare our own compost for the fertilizer, and then we also prepare our own pesticides to control our pests and any diseases in a farm. So we are here today to also introduce a composting process to you. And what we are doing now is what we call a pit compost. So we have a lot of methods. We have different methods of pit of compost. We have heap compost. We have a lot. We have a trench compost. We will even have a boomer compost. But now what we are doing here is a pit compost, and that is very common in all organic practices. So that is it. As you can see now, our workers are working hard to dig a pit so that we can start our compost. Preparation of a compost is simply the use of organic matters. Okay, welcome back to Marae Pure Organic. This is another level of our compost project. As you already know, viewers, now we have all our manures available. We have all the components we are going to use for our compost available right now. As I already informed you, viewers, this is an animal compost. Yes, this is an animal compost. We have various types of the compost. We have the plant compost and we have the animal compost. We can only use the plants, the hair, the leaves, and other parts to prepare your compost. But this time round, we are using animal droppings or manures to prepare our compost. You know, for us to be able to prepare our compost, these are the things that we might need. Okay, this one is also a method, another method on its own. It's called a pit compost. You've seen the way we have created our pit so nicely. As you can see, this is 2 by 3 meters and then 1 meter deep. Yes, that is a standard. And then we are going to make 3 different holes or pits, 3 different pits, as we inform you in my previous videos. So there is the second pit. We are on it. We are on it, the second pit. So we are going to complete that one very soon, and then we go to our third pit. And then we also need, we also have our chicken manure here. As you can see, the scent is very, very high, pungent smell, because it contains high amount of nitrogen than carbon. Though the carbon there is higher. It's like 4:1. 4:1. The carbon to nitrogen content here is 4:1. I repeat, the carbon to nitrogen component or content or proportion within our chicken manure or any chicken manure is 4:1. It means there's high amount of nitrogen, though there's high amount of carbon compared to nitrogen. But if you compare to other manures, you can see that there is too much nitrogen in there. So that's why it composes very fast and also give us this bad smell. So we also have our here is our swine manure, and that one, it doesn't give any bad odor because there is high amount of carbon in there, and the carbon to nitrogen ratio here is 12:1. 12:1. That is the carbon to nitrogen ratio for our the swine manure. So you can see we have 12 moles of or 12 units of carbon compared to 1 unit of nitrogen, and that is compared to the chicken manure. There is a high amount of carbon in here than the nitrogen. So we are going to make our compost from this component, and we know that is going to help a lot. That is going to help us a lot. So welcome viewers. Now we are going to start our decomposition method and a process right now. As you can see, we need to start with the hardest to decompose. Yes, and that is our pineapple dry leaves. So we are going to spread little amount of the dry pineapple leaves into our pit so that we move on. So let's start. So the pits are a little bit deep. So after we spread, we put amount of it, we need to spread it. Need to spread it evenly. You know, for you to get a water to be retained, you need to have at least a clay at the bottom. So maybe at the side where you want to construct your pits, maybe you might not get a clay as we have it here. Our bottom of the pit contains a lot of clay, so we will not lose water so quickly, because we need amount of water to quicken the decomposition process. That is to produce amount of humidity in there. So that's it. Okay. So we are done with spreading our dry pineapple leaves in there. So we are going to continue with the fresh leaves that will help us to generate an amount of heat. So now we added some water, we sprinkle some water to make it somehow humid, or we wet it small. And then we have added the swine manure. We have added the swine manure. So we spread it evenly. You see, the whole thing is somehow dry, and we need to still wet it so that it can be well decomposed. Water will help it to generate the required amount of heat. So we don't want too much heat. So when we test for the heat and it's more than what we need to open it, and then we turn it, because when there is too much heat, remember there are also living organisms in there that is helping the decomposition, and that is going to kill some of these microorganisms, and it will affect the decomposition process. So now we are adding or sprinkle some water. So that's it.